Welcome back to Java Space. In this series, we are continuing on Spring Boot. So today, we want to look at Spring conditions. So we mentioned that the add conditional annotation will allow you to specify a condition. And I already showed you one of the conditions. So this condition, the add conditional annotation is used in conjunction with these conditions that I have specified here, is the condition and the Spring condition. And I'm going to show you in the code how they differ. Already we have seen the add condition, that is an interface. If you like, you can call it a functional interface because it only has one abstract method. Then we see that you have to override matches method and then provide some logic here. And if this condition matches, it returns true, then the add profile annotation would allow the registration of a bin. All right, so I'm just going to remove it here. I'm going to show you where I actually use them in my project, like conditions that were specific to my project. All right, let's start with onValid condition. So as you can see, I didn't want this one. Okay, let me use this one. Driver on class path condition. So here I was just checking if you have a JDBC driver in the class path. So how I check is I use a service loader, which will basically try to load the providers for this. So a driver is it's a JDBC class, and it's an interface, and there are several implementation which should sit in one of JDBC drivers, JDBC MySQL, Postgres, for specific databases. So it finds one implementation and it finds that it's MySQL, it will return true. So this is one of the conditions that I have. So where did I use this condition? All right, let me come here. I'm gonna search where I used it. Maybe I've not used it. Okay, that's fine. Let me check this one. Maybe I've used this one. All right, I've used this one here. So as you can see, this will be registered if I have my SQL driver, JDBC driver in the class path. If it's not, then it will not be registered. So here I'm using the old style of making sure that the driver exists in the class path. This is the this is the first condition that we are looking at. As you can see, that this condition was applied here, was provided as an argument to add conditional. Then there is another type of condition called Spring Boot condition. So the first condition is empty in a sense that it doesn't allow you to say what went wrong. It just gives a failure. But if you want to specify some more details in terms of what actually went wrong that made your auto configurations registration to fail, you use add Spring Boot condition. So it has one method called get match outcome, and it passes these parameters, annotated type metadata. If we come here, you see that the arguments are the same, are similar. So the difference is that this one now has a return type, which is condition outcome. So as you can see here, we are saying a condition, if this name is being specified in the property file, then we want to say the name is blacklisted. So when the configuration fails, the user would be able to see in the console what actually went wrong. First name property missing, which is normally the case. I'm just going to show you how that is achieved. This is it. So I'm running this application, but I have not set the URL for the data source. I have Spring Boot starter data JPA in the class path. I have it here. So by default, the default configuration would require me to have this in the property file, but I don't have it. So this is the message. So this message, they produce this message using what I just showed you here. And if there is a match, you can say conditional outcome.match, which is equivalent to true, which is this one is false, and this one is also false.